I'm going to try to keep this video short, but it's going to be difficult because there is a lot to go over. Had a viewer last week request for me to go over the current PCCs that I own because I had my mp5 in the background, and so we're going to do that. And again, try to keep it short and sweet. Don't know if that's going to be possible because there's a lot of variables to cover, some objective, some subjective, and we're going to go. So, starting out with the most affordable option at the time is the sar109t. Now, these do have a shorter receiver and lower than a standard AR-15, so some parts are not going to interchange. However, trigger groups, all the barrel nut or the threads for the barrel, the receiver extension threads, everything like that, and pistol grip, all that's interchangeable. Again, trigger group, safety, interchangeable. The only thing that's really not on the lower is the magazine release. Outside of that, this is a very, very affordable option. If you look, you can find them for about $6.50. They ship with about 3 to 7 magazines, depending on where you buy it from. A really badass hard case, and in the configuration they come in, they are shootable minus brace options. It comes with a tube that you can put a brace on. The tail hook, if you're going to go that method, would be my recommendation. This is Sbrs. Red Loctite is a spec from the Turkish military. I talked to SAR USA about why it was in the configuration it was when I was doing a review on this. Red Loctite is pretty much on every component that you want to remove because they run these in full auto for the Turkish military, and multiple other militaries have these in use. Be aware of that. Either be comfortable using Protane and cussing like a mother, or go to a competent gunsmith. One of the two. One of my favorites, and just a wonderful gun. So in comparison to that, an original Colt 635. So this is an original Colt 635 parts kit. Probably came from South America, from my understanding. And I had unbranded AR. I am brand ambassador for them. They made me a lower that I wanted to use for it. Has a Hans Precision magwell adapter in it. This has been an extraordinarily reliable setup now that I've got it tuned, tweaked, we'll say. The main issue with the 635 is they are clunky compared to other modern options, even of a similar AR-9 design. There are ways to tame that, though, with the proper weight buffer. I used the original buffer that came with it that was from Colt. I did change the recoil spring, and it does have a nylon part in the back. Those components together make it smooth. Still a little clunky comparative, and that was the main complaint with these during military issue, is on fully automatic, they were very hard to control due to the inertia of the bolt kicking back and forth. At the time, you had roller delays. You had the mp5, you had the Uzi. The Uzi's not roller delayed, but still, mp5s were everywhere at the time. Roller delayed, extremely smooth shooting gun. So anyway, in comparison, this thing is clunky when you shoot it. You can do a lot more to tame the recoil on it, with this being in a classic configuration. I'm not really going to, but the 109T does have those upgrades from the factory and is 10 times smoother than the 635. So take that for what you will. If you can find the H&Rs in this pattern right now that have the brace for $1,000 are a pretty good deal considering what you're getting. Now that the Duramags and C product mags are about $19 a pop. Sometimes you can find them for $12.99 to $15.99 if you look around. The C Products mags do run in them. I had a 635 from H&R. A little bit of tweaking. H&R cats are awesome. Check them out. Moving down the line, speaking of H&R, PSA, the AKV. I owned multiple KP9s, and subjectively / objectively, I had a lot of parts failures with the original KP9s. I bought one right as they hit the market. The firing pin tab broke off. I had to send the entire gun in. They would not send me a firing pin. So KUSA made me send the entire gun in. Instead of just sending me a firing pin or replacing it, they sent me an entire new gun. About 400 rounds into it, the dust cover cracked, and the firing pin tab was starting to break. Shortly after that, they changed the firing pin tab, and they corrected the issue with the dust cover. By that point, I was pretty much done with fucking with the KP9. Now, I have buddies that have shot theirs on nothing but full auto suppressed, and they've had zero issues with them. For me, the AKV was a project that I got the barreled action and threw my own furniture on it, Sbr'd it. And I don't know the round count on this one. By the way, the round count on the 109T is 5-ish, somewhere around there. I've owned it since 2020, and it has had a lot of people shoot it. Not all the rounds have been shot through it by me, but it does have a lot of rounds through it, and we've had zero malfunctions. I have cleaned it, though, quite a bit. We'll get to that in a second. AKV, same thing. Outside of some mag issues, it does not like original CZ mags, but the Magpul, the PSA mag, CZ pattern mags work great in it. So affordability option for classic AK design, and you can lighten this thing up by not using all surplus wood furniture on it. So it is really fun. I do typically have an optic on here, but she's just as fun to shoot without. Going in line with affordability, the CZ Scorpion. I don't have enough rounds through this to really make an objective opinion based on my groupings, data, barrel, cleaning, how long it'll go without cleaning, what type of breakage or whatnot. But the Scorpion is a lightweight, concealable package. Usually, if I get a PCC and I like it, I typically will SBR it pretty quickly. I've owned this one for a while now, and I have not SBR'd it for a couple different reasons. And it has nothing to do with the fault of the firearm. It has to do with commitment issues from me at the moment. But at the current time, I do like it. Again, plenty of brace options, plenty of aftermarket support. Don't run plus P ammo, and be aware of aftermarket triggers. I have a friend that works for CZ. 90% of the repairs she does on the CZ Scorpions is due to aftermarket triggers that fuck up the dwell time, which causes out of battery discharge, or plus P ammo for some reason, or shitty ass reloads that then cause a catastrophic failure. So be aware of those things, and you know, you're going to be fine. This is an IMI Uzi Model B. I picked this up during COVID. Someone needed to get rid of it. I don't really know the reasons why, or kind of know the reasons why, but anyway, I picked this up at an extremely affordable price. There are a couple companies that make the 16-inch versions of this. This was a 16-inch, by the way. I SBR'd it within probably 2 days owning it, because I've owned multiple other Uzis. Aftermarket support for these, off the chain. Thousands of surplus parts that you can find for cheap, and you can rebuild this for about 65 to 85 bucks. Now, in terms of weight, it is probably just the stock factory heaviest PCC or SBR that I own. But it also comes with its perks of that. It stays on target easy. It is fun to shoot. Shooting this thing suppressed, and I haven't not shot an Uzi fully auto, but shooting it suppressed, fun as hell. But it is heavy. It is clunky. There are, I don't want to say better, but there are more affordable, modernized designs on the market, like especially from B&T, if you're going to go the price range of trying to get an Uzi right now, that are going to be better guns. Better is an objective word. More usable guns that you're going to be able to snag. Grasshopper mouse. The suckers are on sale all the time. Glock Mag compatible. You can change out things to Strybog. Even the Scorpion. Are you getting the iconic look and feel of the Uzi? Absolutely not. I think the CZ, to be honest, is going to hit that iconic level for my generation. I'm 40 years old. Uzi, mp5, 635 have been like some of the most iconic weapons growing up. But I think the CZ, with it being in as widespread usage, I think the AP9C from B&T is going to hit up there. It did replace the mp5. But the CZ is seeing a lot of action. It's getting a really good reputation for field work. Last thing, MP5. This is a POF MP5, actually made on HK tooling. Picked it up during the first months of COVID. Atlantic Firearms got a few of them in. I didn't technically buy it. I took some guns down to my local shop and was like, hey, look, can you order me one of those and a couple accessories for XYZ that I traded in? So they did, got it in, pretty much stamped it the same day. I think 28 days later I had the stamp back, and this has been one of my favorite, this is my favorite, you know, Sbr PCC that I own. Reasons why. Iconic, check. Aftermarket support, check. This is a one-to-one for an mp5, so I don't have to worry about parts compatibility. I can throw anything that I want in this or on this, and it's going to run. You get the tri-lug. This is the original mp5 tri-lug, like flash hider. Midwest Industries is the rail that I'm using right now. I want to get one of the Mac5s that go all the way to the end, and I'm real excited for the Mac5s to drop. I know with the oversight of those being produced and a buddy that works there and the amount of effort that's went into getting that Mac5, a little bit higher grade even maybe than the AP5s and the other Zenith type shit, because they're all made in Turkey. It's kind of like if you buy like a GMC versus a Chevy, but then you also have the Denali by GMC. You know, so anyway, take that for what the implication is there. So looking at this gun, I have it set up to where it is heavy right now. The Surefire quad rail adds weight. The A3 stock adds a lot of weight. I have stuck with the metal shelf on it, and I've been very happy with that. This thing did not malfunction until 5,000 rounds. Right now, MP5 clones from Century Arms, the AP5Ks, and just the regular MP5s are about $1,100 to $1,200 with a brace and a bunch of accessories. The AC Unity MP5 mags, from my experience, have ran really well. I only own 2 of them, so your mileage may vary. The other mags that I own are from POF, and then I ended up picking up, my buddy bought SP5 during COVID that had a rebate to where he got like 10 mags or some crazy shit, and he gave me 5 of them. So I do have a lot of HK mags as well that run amazing in this gun. Again, not a malfunction out of this till 5,000 rounds. I have not babied it. It is not a safe queen. It gets treated as if it is a tool. If I'm traveling in Ohio, it is a truck gun. I live in a tri-state area, by the way, so if I cross, I'm 10 minutes, 15 minutes from West Virginia, 5 minutes from Kentucky. If I cross state lines with an SBR, I'm breaking laws, which is why another reason I don't want an SBR a couple of my other guns. So, pistols are legal. Concealed carry permits are legal. Crossing state lines with, you know, SBRs is frowned upon. So this thing right here has the best recoil, impulse, and controllability of any of the other ones that I own. The other thing I will mention, if you're wanting to get a PCC and you don't want to drop a lot of cash, or you don't have the cash but you want to go out and shoot, or if you want like the pistol caliber carbine look, really check out the MCK and the Recover Tactical products. They are affordable, but they're extremely functional. You're getting the reliability of a Glock and a gun that you've already trained with, but you're also getting the ability to start putting rounds down range while you're, you know, potentially saving up to get something else. I own an MCK and I own a Recover Tactical system, and I absolutely love them both. I have the MCK I have is a Gen 1 or Gen 2, and my brother bought them for us way back, but they still, like, I mean, there's really nothing that's going to go wrong with them anyway, but, you know, I've ran a 19, a 17 in them, and I've never had any issues with functionality. It's one of my favorite grab-and-go pieces, because I can have my 19 or my 17, you know, carrying it with me, and I can have the MCK chassis in a bag, and I can just throw my Glock in it, and I kind of get the comfort of covering 2 things in one while traveling without having to worry about having a separate firearm with me. So, just food for thought. And again, all this is subjective. A little bit is objective based on the service life of some of these versus others. 635 did not see a long service life comparative to the Uzi or the MP5. I really think the CZ is going to be a strong runner along with the new B&Ts. I don't own a B&T currently, but I want to. Probably will. I want to get a grasshopper mouse just because I have the Scorpion. And if you don't know the history, if you've made it this far, 2 more minutes of your time, the grasshopper mouse is something that kills scorpions. So I kind of feel like, you know, pairing those together would be fun. Anyway, thanks for watching. Questions, comments, burning desires, and of course, talking shit is always encouraged in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend.